was real young. Her best friend is a skinhead chick. She knows an Asian boy named Yick. Caitlin, she is very chic, but I am still in love with a girl named Spike. A girl named Spike. And I am still in love with a girl named Spike. I am still in love with a girl named Spike. A girl named Spike.
You're listening to the I'm in Love with a Girl Named Spike, a Degrassi podcast. I'm your host, Mike Park, along with my co-host, Hannah Eagle.
Hello.
And Rick Johnson.
Hello.
And today's special guest is Comron Fouladi, who is a musician and Degrassi lover and is the reason why we got Shane Kippel on this podcast, because we met Comron at the Degrassi Palooza 2.5 years ago. And luckily, his band or his former band, Open Your Eyes, featured Shane Kippel on drums, and it's all come full circle. You know, we basically owe our lives to Comron for
Yes,
making things happen, shaking things up for us, and giving us our dreams, making our dreams come true, basically. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, you're welcome. A lot of people owe their lives to me for making their dreams come true, so it's not anything I'm not used to.
Oh, hell yeah. We're going to start this off by just asking you, Comron, about your Degrassi fanaticism. Where did it start and where is it today?
All right, so I actually watched Next Gen right when it first aired in 2001. I was in 4th grade and I had a brother that was in 7th grade maybe at the time frame. And he goes, "Hey man, you have to check out this really cool show." And it was the episode where Ashley's dad comes out as gay.
great,
And,
great
and, you
episode.
know, and being 4th grade, I don't know, what are you, like 10, 11 years old, around there, and it's like the first, I think, like, yeah, I don't know, it's something closer, like 10 maybe, but
probably
you get to that point of where it's like, I don't know, you're maybe a little bit into like puberty or something, and like it's like, this is the first thing I've seen where it's like, I've always watched Boy Meets World in my life, and this is a bit more real than Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, this is a really cool show. And by season 2, my brother was out of it and I was full-blown obsessed. That was the first TV show I ever watched in real time. Like, I remember on the end, they would always have the advertisements like, "Oh, Friday night, that's date night. We'll watch Degrassi together," on like these like corny things that Noggin had before it was even the end. And I was obsessed with the show, like seasons 1 through like 4 for sure obsessed. 5 and 6 kind of fell off. And I don't know if I just got more obsessed with playing music at that point. And I started dating this girl in high school. And one night she's watching Degrassi. I'm like, "You watch this shit still?" And then she goes, "Yeah, it's really cool." And I'm like, "I don't know. I guess I'll watch it." And so I hopped in, and it was probably like season 9. And Shane's character Spinner was dating someone that I'd never seen before. He goes, "No, he's dating this girl now." And I'm like, "What?" "Well, if we'll watch this show together, we'll watch it together." So it was like back when Netflix still had everything on a DVD. So I had Netflix, mail me back all the seasons so I can catch back up to this. And, I was that committed guy also because I liked the show too. And as soon as I fell in love with it, she fucking hated that I loved this show. And she's like, "I'm done watching it." And so from there on out, I watched everything. Like I said, when the Noggin had Next Gen up, they had some of Degrassi High up. I don't remember watching Junior High ever on there, but I do remember watching episodes of Degrassi High a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I got full blown kicked back into it in probably like 2009 or whatever that was, 2010, I dove hard, man. Like I dove so hard into it. I've watched every episode of Degrassi multiple times, excluding Next Class. I've only watched it one time through, but I've watched everything and excluding Kids of Degrassi Street. Like I've tried watching it, not for me, and maybe because I'm not 5 and it's not 1980 or whatever, and I'm just way past that production level in my mind. To the
But
point
you don't want to be in a street gang?
Yeah, right.
A kid's street gang?
I got so in love with Degrassi that it made my love for like glam rock, and that's because Harem Scarum inside in the Schools Out, like I went ahead and dove deep into Harem Scarum. Like I've been a bass player my whole life. No, I learned how to play guitar because of Harem Scarum. I'm like, this is the coolest set of licks I've ever heard in my life. I have to play guitar now too. And I went deep into it. I bought like a 1984 reissue of the Kramer Night Swan because of it. Like, dude, I got full blown. I need, like, my boy that sets up all my guitars and basses is the bass player for Survivor. And so, he was down the road from me. Like, I got full blown 80s because of Degrassi. Like, my glam, like, all I do is listen to 80s rock now. I don't listen to anything anymore other than 80s. And so Degrassi paved a lot in my life. Essentially how I met Shane was I watched him drumming in those seasons, and I'd fallen back in love with the show, and I was playing a lot. And so I think I like DM'd him on Twitter, like I tweeted at him, and he was going to come down and play a show here. We were doing like a show swap for his band that was out in Canada. They had Jamie, who played Peter on the show, in the band at the moment. And essentially Jamie didn't want to come down to the States, said it wasn't like feasible or something. And then we still had our show over there, but they like broke up, and we had like a rest of a tour booked. And Shane was like, well, come up to Canada and still come hang out with us. And it was pretty much kind of like your story of being so obsessed with Spike, except, mine was
Spinner.
Yeah, mine was Spinner. Well, wasn't even my favorite character. I just fucking loved Degrassi. Like I didn't give a shit in reality.
If you have to pick one, Spinner's a good one. I mean,
hell yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
Favorite character ever is Craig. I just think that character's cool. And so like I would love to have played that character.
Wow.
And so yeah, I went over there, and first time I met Shane, I don't know how you were, Mike, but like Shane didn't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. We act like he didn't know that I was a diehard Degrassi fan. I had to bite in on my cheeks so I would not crank the biggest smile in the world when I heard that voice, because he's like 1 year removed from Degrassi at this point. I'm like,
wow,
just holding this in the hardest way I can. And of course, my drummer in my band at the time, when I walk out for a moment, he goes, just so you know, Comron's obsessed with Degrassi. And why would you do that? Like, put me on blast on this one time. He's like, that's why we're here. He says,
it's probably less creepy if it comes out right away.
Yeah.
Then later on.
We don't talk about Degrassi too often, but like, same idea with Mike. Like he stayed at my house with like my parents and stuff like that. Him and I ended up becoming like really good friends for a couple years. We were like best friends. And if we didn't live like a 12-hour drive apart from each other, we'd probably hang out all the time.
He's going to be a groomsman for your.
I don't know. Put him at groomsman. He's going to be at my bachelor party, but he's not going to be a groomsman.
Oh, he's not a groomsman?
No.
Wow.
Maybe he won't do that, and he might be a little bit upset now, but
is this breaking news on this podcast that Shane is no longer the groomsman?
But do I still watch Degrassi today? Yes, not as much, but I've seen seasons like 1 through like, I don't know, 6 so many times now that I don't really watch those as much anymore. Like I have them memorized.
Yeah.
Nowadays I'll jump into like what I call like the next generation, which is like the ones with like Claire and Casey, all of them. And that's what I like watching more now because I've seen the other ones so many times that like right now I started watching it to fall asleep the other night, and I'm on like season 9 again. So
yeah, it happens. It's slippery.
So I'd like to ask you about the original Degrassi Junior High and Degrassi High, and your participation in Degrassi Palooza, which was centered on the original Degrassi. Yeah. So you were a big enough fan of the old school Degrassi.
Oh, yes, completely. Like Caitlin Ryan, all the way over Spike. I'm sorry, I know you asked that question to the actors, like Caitlin or Spike. Caitlin, all day, every day. I am in love with Caitlin Ryan. She's just the right amount of hippie for me to where I'm not like, I hate her. It's like the hippie part that I'm part of. Like I'm vegetarian. I think she's like supposedly vegetarian, and all these other things are, the little bit of punk rockness when she's with Claude for a minute. And she's like, yeah, we have to go ahead and, destroy this plant. I'm like, fuck yeah, Caitlin, that's my girl. Yeah, and it's actually funny because this girl I grew up with that was like one of my little girlfriends from like age like 5 to like 15, like on and off all the time. Little date her. She lived behind me. Her name's Caitlin Ryan. And Shane met her. One time. He goes, what's your name? And she goes, Caitlin Ryan. And he goes, no way. So, yeah, it was actually really funny.
Insane. Well, let's kick into this episode. We're doing Foolin. So I usually ask this to Hannah, and I'm not sure I know the song, but if it's a song I think it is, then you should know the song. Who sings Foolin, Comron?
Def Leppard, the one and only, like the greatest band ever. Come on, man.
That's what I thought.
I wouldn't have known.
I knew
Good.
it.
Yeah,
Rick
right away.
definitely
It
knew
was
it.
funny because I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to look up who sang this because Hannah's not gonna know. And I'm like, Foolin. I'm like, oh, Def Leppard, right away. Right away.
No,
Like,
love
no
it.
cheating.
I didn't even
no
have to look
cheating
it up.
with that.
I didn't have to look it up. I knew it was Def
I've
Leppard.
thought about cheating before, and then I'm like, what is the point? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Because you know that mostly I'll have it. I've been
Yeah.
wrong once.
Well, I'm like, maybe this one I'll just give them, I'll like make them proud of me by knowing it. And I'm like, but if you don't know it, you're gonna know that you don't know it.
Yeah. We're not gonna sell it.
I was like, had this real moment of like, what am I doing here? Who is this for?
And we have Degrassi to thank that I know Foolin, because before I fell in love with Harem Scarum, you would have never caught me dead listening to Def Leppard. But God,
Wow.
Hannah, how does it start?
Okay. JT and Liberty are in the car. Liberty is getting a driving lesson from JT that lasts about 12 seconds. And then he's like, that was great. Let's go have sex. And she's like, I don't want to do that. And he's like, this is crazy. You're acting crazy. And I was like, wow, whoa, this like jumped up a notch. And
when
then
he pops down that grip of condoms, there's nothing more that would be a turnoff to anybody, I would assume.
Anybody.
JT dropping a grip of condoms down.
Yeah, as I saw that, I was thinking in my life, I wanted to ask you two, if either of you guys ever even thought about doing that to impress a woman. Like, hey,
JT had been holding on to those condoms the whole time.
Yeah, they're warm. Also, she goes, I have to be somewhere in 15 minutes. He's like, I think we're gonna be fine.
I just am amazed that JT can drive now. I've been with him this whole journey of little child. Now he's got a Volkswagen Jetta.
I know. There's a lot of stuff this episode where I was like, what? When did that happen? I would have loved to have seen that.
Rick, you want to take it after the opening credits?
Snake is being a real dad and doing some crazy shit to Liberty about her being president.
Yeah. Which I guess she is president. We can confirm.
Linda Scott
No
was
election.
like, there's no way we're doing another election storyline.
It gets a little old, I guess.
I do wish they would have had a comical JT learning how to drive episode though.
Yeah. They did one for Paige and Spinner and Jimmy.
Yeah.
They
JT
didn't.
was an underused character.
Yeah, for sure.
He's going to be even more underused very soon.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys have seen, what you guys know. I could have sworn we said it was like Rick's first time watching the show all the way through.
Well, I've seen later episodes because when it was on whatever the Nickelodeon
Noggin.
maybe Noggin, I don't know.
Like at night.
I've seen probably season 6 through 8. I don't remember anything about it.
That's a good chunk.
Yeah, but uncharted territory right now for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Continue, Rick.
JT is thinking about trying out for the announcements, and Liberty's not having it. Something's amiss.
Yeah. She's being a real bitch. No.
Damn, dude.
I would be that mad though, just if he had done what he did in the car.
Oh
and
yeah,
I wasn't pregnant. I'd be like, no, you were so weird this morning. I'm just trying to do my job.
yeah. There's no way that this relationship should continue on after that.
Well, it's just like the terminology too. Like I've heard it in like one other film of all time, but it's like, you've been frozen. Like who the hell says you've been frozen?
Like an iceberg.
Yeah, you're like an iceberg. I mean, granted, I'm sure 15-year-old Comron's a real big dumbass, but but 30-year-old Comron would
16,
never.
16. You got one more
yeah,
year. 16. You're driving.
Yeah, all right. But kids are dumb, but I don't think I would ever have said, "You put an iceberg." Like, who the hell says that?
No, JT does.
JT.
Yeah.
Comron, I want you to take it from Miss Kwan's class with Darcy and your boy Spinner. What's
Cool.
happening
I dig
here?
it. So I actually really dig this episode. Watching back on it,
Mhm.
it's a cool point. You really see a lot of character growth from like season 1 to now with both JT and Spinner, who I always felt were like the mix of like Joey Jeremiah pieces that were separated into two different characters from
Ooh, I see that.
80s into that. Yeah, because like Spinner is like I failed in school and I'm like kind of losing my friends, he thinks. And JT has the class clown aspect of it. So I've always seen those two characters as Joey Jeremiah. But I dig this, and I actually have a funny story it's going to go with it. So I dig it because I think the relationship with Darcy and Spinner is super cool. It's the person that gives him a new chance. And what's really funny is because when I was in high school, this actually like made me want to date Christian girls. I'm not even kidding you. This episode made me want to date
Not this. Not this.
Swear that me and my buddy, we went ahead and joined the same exact club in our high school.
My
Was
God.
it called Friendship Club or was it like youth group?
I don't know what the hell this club was called. All we went for was because we wanted to hang out with hot Christian girls.
Mm-hmm. All the hot kids from my school were in youth group. They were in the Christian youth group. I remember that.
And they gave us free pizza. So these two things worked awesome. We went like maybe like 5 weeks in a row. My buddy named Christian, who's not Christian, him and I went to this Christian club and hung out with these Christian girls, and we're like the only guys in it. And definitely we're trying to like hang out with
like girls. I love Jesus. Do you guys?
Yeah.
He's the best.
And this pepperoni pizza. It's awesome. And
Conspiracy theory. Do you think that was the aim? They were like, all right, we know we'll get attractive women in here and pepperoni pizza, and this will really ring them into the Lord.
It's a cult.
Yeah, maybe the girls knew what they were doing. They knew they were leading with this one.
Oh my God, that is the most amazing story. I'm impressed. I'm not impressed easily. I'm very impressed by that move.
To say it's had an influence on my life, maybe a little bit. I'm a teacher now, so yeah, I've had a little bit of influence in my life from Degrassi.
What do you teach?
So right now I'm teaching first grade, which is not my ideal situation. It was just I was student teaching in a school and their district had this job open. Got it. And I took it because otherwise it's hard to get a job in the middle of the year. But my degree is 6 through 12 language arts. So I guess I'll be the new Miss Cool.
Yeah. Wow.
Wait, where do you live? Where do you live again? Do we discuss
this? I live in Indiana. I'm like right outside of Chicago. I'm 30 miles from Chicago.
What city?
Nice.
I am in Crown Point. It's like right by Gary, but not like Gary at all.
I love Gary.
My ex-girlfriend moved.
I love Gary.
Either Crown Point or Maryville.
Maryville and Crown Point are border each other. Yeah. So like.
Yeah. I'm very familiar with the town you live in.
Well, you're in Michigan, right?
I am.
Yeah, my fiance and I were getting married in Frankenmuth.
Oh, you love Christmas?
No, we just went there one time and she loved the place and was like, I want to get married here. We're like, cool. But it was funny because we stopped at the Meijer right outside of Frankenmuth. And I thought about when Mike said from like the Degrassi Palooza episode, like, yeah, we stopped at Meijer and I got the hummus. It was kind of crappy. But I will say that
not that same Meijer. So maybe the Frankenmuth Meijer is slightly the hummus would be slightly better.
We have a Meijer in Maryville, and I will say the Meijer salsa is good, but I've never had their hummus. So,
is Meijer like we've probably talked about this before, but is Meijer like Sheetz? Is it like Wawa?
No. Meijer is like like a super Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh,
but it's local to the Michigan area.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's like Michigan and Indiana, and maybe Ohio might have one. I don't know. It's something like that. Those little 3 spots have it. Nowhere else really does.
I can't go in stores like that. I get overwhelmed.
Did you ever play at a place in Valparaiso called The Venue? That used to be a Chinese restaurant.
No,
That might have been before your time.
That is definitely before my time. So I've never heard of that, and I've been playing out here for 15 years or so.
Okay, it would have. I'm showing my age. It would have definitely been before then. It would have been like 22 years ago, potentially.
Well, it's funny because when I got like really into this podcast, I told like a couple of my friends, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to this podcast with the dude from Skank and Pickle, and my friend's like, I don't know who that is. So I hit up one of my friends that's a little bit older. I hit up one of my friends that's a little bit older than me. It's the guy, he played bass in CKY from 2000 to 2004. I'm like, hey Vern, I'm like, you know Skank and Pickle?
Vern?
Like,
I know Vern.
You know Vern?
Well, loosely know Vern. Vern was like a roadie for Joe Gennaro from the Dead Milkmen's band, the Town Managers.
Dead Milkman. He talks about Dead Milkmen all the time.
Yeah. And they played in my hometown one time, and I hung out with Vern at the beach for a wild night.
I love it.
But yes.
So Vern,
I would say I don't know Vern. Vern and Vern are not buds, but I know Vern.
Yeah, Vern, that was like why I got into playing bass with CKY. I became obsessed with them, and he gave me, for like my 16th birthday, he gave me his Fender custom fucking P bass. They had the CKY logo painted on the back. This guy like loved me, and he was like, yeah, I see you have all this inspiration, dude. You'll love this bass more than me. He's like, carry on the tradition, dude. And I'm like, I'm not giving away any of my custom music, man. I'm sorry. Like the ones that Music Man built me, there's like 2 of them, and those are mine. Sorry, I'm not giving one away. And but yeah, Vern's the shit, and he goes, fuck yeah, I know Skank and Pickle. I love them. I grew up listening to all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, so cool. I'm gonna be on a podcast with him. I just wanted to brag about it for a second. He goes, oh, that's so awesome. But
yeah, that's so cool.
Pickle. And,
yes.
Actually, I saw you, Mike. Sorry, we're going way off topic.
Yeah.
I was going to school at Purdue Northwest, which is in Hammond. It's a satellite school, Purdue. And one of the professors there was actually the screenwriter for I don't know why I can't remember the name of the documentary that you were like all over.
The ska, was it a ska documentary?
Yeah.
Pick It Up, Ska in the 90s or something?
It might have been called that.
Or something like that.
You were in it a bunch.
Okay.
And so, I watched it because they were giving away extra credit if we went through it. I'm like, well, fuck yeah, I like ska, so I'll go to this.
Oh, very cool.
You were in it everywhere, and I think that was right after I had seen you guys at Palooza.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, it was funny. Like, and first time I ever heard about you too. One time, I think I told you this. I was on tour in Tampa. And I told some guy how I was watching Degrassi, like on my phone or some shit. He's like, "Do you know who Skank and Pickle is?" I'm like, "No, I'm not familiar with Skank and Pickle." And he's like, "He has a song all about Degrassi." I'm like, "What?" And so I checked it out, and I was like, "This is awesome." I loved Goldfinger growing up. That was like about as like deep into ska I got. Like, I love Sublime, I love Goldfinger, but it's all like really, really big ska artists like Mighty Mighty Boss Stones, like very mainstream. And so it wasn't, I didn't go deep into like the ska scene. But he had showed me that, and I thought it was so awesome. And then when I heard you talk at Palooza, I'm like, holy shit, this has been like a decade, but this all just clicked back in my head.
All coming full circle.
Right when I played at I think I was playing like State Theater or like local 6 whatever, the fucking St. Pete, one of those two. And I was hanging out with this dude, and he told me all about you. And so everything clicked back in at that moment.
Oh, hell yeah.
Damn, Mike.
Love it. I'm cool, huh, Hannah?
Yeah.
I'm super cool.
I guess.
Jumping back to
Foolin, yes.
Episode 4, season 5 in Computer Lab.
I feel like I kind of look like this girl.
You kind of look like that girl?
You are that girl.
Yeah. I can't tell.
It's like me in another life.
Are you in the front and the back right now, Hannah? I can't tell.
Of?
The frame, I can't tell.
Really?
Yeah. Where are you? It's just one person.
Yeah. Oh, right.
I see it for sure.
Before Friendship Club starts, what does in Computer Lab with JT and Liberty, what are they saying? It's like kind of like serious. They seem to be talking some seriousness.
she just like, you're a joker, and he's like, that's me, and she's like, I don't like it anymore.
He's basically like, you used to like when I joked.
Yeah, and she's like, well, I don't anymore. So
okay, she looks very serious, and then he just gives her a kiss, and he leaves, and now we're in friendship club. So this is my favorite scene. It's the circle. They're in a circle, holding hands, beginning the prayer.
Can I ask a question that nobody knows? But is it wild that Darcy doesn't know that Spinner caused the school shooting?
Well, she knows.
Isn't it wild that Darcy asked for help in English from Spinner, who failed English before he even caused that shooting to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like his third time in English, because he failed it before even, and then he got expelled, so that means he failed it again. So this is like his third time taking Miss Kwan's class. So it makes sense that he finally got an A- on the
third
paper
time.
He's doing for the third time. Yeah,
I love that.
So,
he's like, I'll teach you how to beat Kwan's grading system. You just gotta fail 3 times.
He's a pro.
Feel like shit, and then eventually you'll get an A-.
They gotta really want you to get out of their class. That's the secret.
I just love the friendship circle.
I know
this plot line. When I originally watched this, decades ago or whatever, I loved this episode so much. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it happens in like slow motion too.
That classroom is insane looking, where they've moved haphazardly all the desks out of the way. And it's just surrounded, stacked to the ceiling.
Very shitty. It's not like stacked nicely. They make it look pretty shitty.
It's like the production was like, get all the desks. We're throwing them in this room.
It's insane.
Essentially, what the funniest part to me was when Spinner goes, "Why is everybody sitting in a circle?" That's so weird. Like, you know how many classes I've been in where we have a Socratic seminar? Like, I set up all my English classes in a Socratic seminar like that. That's the most. Not why are the chairs looking all fucked up?
Yeah. What happened in here?
I love when he comes to a realization that it's a Christian club, and he's just like, oh no.
Yeah. I also love when someone's like, let's go over the rules. Somebody tell the rules. And she's like, first rule is you got to talk about friendship club. And she was like, that's right. You do. Spread the word. I was like, this is a cult.
What are the other rules?
That's it.
That's it.
That was it. Great. Easy to remember.
Yeah. But the best part too is Darcy goes to like hold his hand, and Spinner kind of looks like, all right. He's got his hand next to him, and he kind of gives a what the fuck look.
Up until that second, he's like, I'm on a date in this room. And then he's like, someone else grabs his hand and he's like, wait a minute.
Oh my God. So good. It's so good. Okay, we're gonna move ahead. JT and Liberty at the movie theater. Paige is working, and suddenly behind them comes Emma, Manny, and Toby. I love that.
Paige in the movie theater, by the way. Paige in the movie theater.
Love that trio.
Always
if
cool.
JT hasn't lost Liberty yet, when he walks up to the counter and says, polyester's in season, Liberty should have dumped his ass right there.
And then he says jumbo mega bucket double topping and a tub of root beer.
Yeah, I thought that was so odd. A tub of root beer.
It's disgusting.
That I don't know.
When he looks at Liberty, and Liberty after the tub of root beer comment just goes, yeah. I need a
She's
tub
like,
of root beer.
I'm breaking up with him after this date.
What? So why did she dump the soda on him? What did he say?
Because when Toby walks up, he's like, 15 minutes ago, Liberty and I were fucking. And then, but
he's more colorful about it. He's like he's being more fun, but
but Liberty is also within 6 inches of his mouth right now.
Yeah. And I think he also implies she gave him like a handy on the drive over, because he was like, she's very good with the stick shift.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, JT. So she storms off. He goes after her, finds her.
Storms off, but first dumps the bucket of
Tub.
root beer
Tub.
down his
The
pants.
tub of root beer. Yeah.
The tub of root beer down his pants. A mess to clean up.
Yeah.
A mess for Paige to probably have to clean up.
It's a thing
Indeed.
that happens at that movie theater a lot because I think that's the second soda been thrown there.
Yeah. You know, part of what's really funny to me is why is he saying this so loud when she's right behind him? And then on top of that, why is JT his best friend? I'm not JT, Toby, his best friend, putting him on blast.
Yeah, true.
Oh, you're in Liberty's sex life, like so loud, right to her. Like, who would do that? Like,
Because Toby sucks. That's why. He's not a good friend. He never has been.
I love it though. It's so good. It's just like the hot tub scene.
Oh,
When he pants him.
well, that was Danny.
That was Danny.
Oh, Danny,
But he laughed.
Toby-
He laughed at his dick,
Toby pointed and said, "It looks like a stack of dimes."
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was getting.
Which, if we can just jump ahead to the reveal that she's pregnant, and they're talking about when Liberty tells JT, you used a king size condom. Like, in what everybody in the world right now knows, you got a tiny dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like a joke.
Craig is still living in his mind rent free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Damn.
We have to try the monster size because I got my snake penis pump. It's gonna work good.
Yeah. I just gotta buy him also. Craig can't buy him.
So that causes JT to crash into the bus stop, correct? Right in front
Yeah.
of Degrassi.
This car crash is amazing, by the way.
It's insane. They must have been going like 75 miles an hour, but I know they were going 20.
When it cuts back to the chaos, and then that like they just built the chaos around the car because there's no damage to that Jetta. It's just perfectly fine. And there's just broken glass everywhere. To quote Melly Mel.
Oh, really? So there's the Jetta's fine.
Yeah.
The Jetta's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
No airbags deploy, nothing. But to be fair, I did think this was one of like the better things in production wise I've seen from like Degrassi, to where it's like, oh wow, this looked like a real kind of accident. And then Liberty comes up with the best save in the world, even though JT's been a dipshit for like this entire episode. She goes, oh yeah, when Miss Hasalako talks to her, a dog ran across the street, but it got away. JT did all that he could.
It was going real fast.
Yeah, what dog runs across Degrassi there's nothing other than like the one time there's an ice cream stand because Muhammad or wherever that kid's
Terry's doing modeling, plus size modeling.
And then now it's this, and then a dog ran across the street.
They had to have, that is also right in front of Degrassi, so they had to have been going conservatively 60 miles an hour to cause that damage.
Where is the camera?
That bus stop has been exploded.
Yeah. Shattered into a million pieces and crumpled down.
It was either made of balsa wood or they were going 300 miles an hour.
Way too fast.
That could be all of the above, Rick. All the above. I want to quickly just go finish the post accident. Anything to comment on? I want to jump back into Spinner and Darcy. What's anything you want to add with the accident?
Girl at the Rite Aid.
Yeah, when they're in the media immersion class, right after that, like
Yeah.
they, like cuts to the scene, the cops are in the hallway, they're talking to them. They get put back in the media immersion class. Snake's teaching, and then they're having a full-on pregnancy talk at understandable volume in the back of the class. Nobody hears it. It's these kids can't keep a secret. They never could.
They're being respectful. When he's talking during that conversation, JT's eyes are on Liberty's belly. He's looking at it.
Well, no, when she stands up and says, "Yeah," he does like a a double take to the belly.
It's also crazy because he's like, "How long have you known?" And she's like, "Days, weeks," and she's like, "Months." And I'm like, "Months? It happened over the summer. What month is it?"
I literally said that. She goes 3.5 months. And they said how over the summer they were having sex all the time and tried the king size condom. And I'm thinking, wait, aren't we like at the beginning of the school year? This is like relatively into the new season. I'm
Yeah.
like, 3.5 months. I'm like, you're telling me you didn't see a baby bump? Not even like when you just got taught the stick shift lesson 5 minutes ago?
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe she gave him that stick shift lesson. I can't believe it. He did not deserve it.
No.
Okay, Darcy and Spinner in the cafeteria. What does Darcy say to him that makes Spinner smile?
She's like, you go.
We'll say fart jokes. I can listen to music. And she even looks at him and says, I can still cream you. And there's like a pause for a second. At air hockey.
I know.
A little thing, I swear.
I know.
And I looked, I'm like, I can still cream you. And I'm like, wait a second. What?
She's like, Christian girls can do everything normal people can do. And Spinner's so dumb, he's like, they can?
He's like, what? You can still make fart jokes? Yeah, this sounds kind of fun.
This is when she gives them the mix CD, right? With Green Day, Missy Elliott, and
that's what their date.
Green Day, Missy Elliott. You could listen to that.
Yeah, you can listen to Arcade Fire. That surprises me. He's so dumb, but I love
this
him
is
so
the
much.
man that is going to help you with English class. Darcy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I finally remembered Danny Van Zant's name, Rick.
Wow. Well, we said it earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, we said it today. I just remember last episode.
I said it moments ago.
Oh, okay.
When we were talking about the pants thing, but I'm proud of you still.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Sure.
I like Danny Van Zant. I just like it. I like his hair.
His hair is great.
Dude,
His
That's got good energy.
Awesome character, especially throughout like later seasons.
Mhm.
Like it's so cool. I think it was like in season 4 through like 10, it seems like he was in a lot. That's an awesome character by the end of it.
Mhm. Major
Very
arc.
cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Does Danny has no idea what's going on, correct?
No, we also skipped over the
Store?
drugstore scene.
What's their dad? There's a Asian man with a baby in a ergo.
Yeah, when he drops that pregnancy test and that baby is just staring at him in the face.
Yeah.
Comedy gold.
I think this girl was a star.
Is she on Wasaga Beach?
I think she's going to be on Wasaga Beach.
She looks like she's in like
Does she have a
Ferris
name
Bueller's
tag?
Day Off. Doesn't she look like that girl in Ferris Bueller's Day Off that talks?
No name tag.
No name tag.
Yeah.
Which girl?
She's just in like Ben Stein's class when he's
Oh yeah,
Kirsty
he passed out
Swanson.
at 31 Flavors last night. That girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kirsty Swanson, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, is that Buffy?
Yeah,
Her?
Damn.
No,
not
I'm just
her.
kidding. I know.
But it kind of looks like her just from the screenshot, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, she looks great.
Anyway, sorry about that, Comron. Please don't hate me.
Is that?
Don't hate me for
Please
going
don't
off
hate me.
topic.
Please like me.
I'm gonna log off.
JT and Liberty having a serious talk at the lockers. I'm gonna let you take this, Comron.
So I think this is the part where if my notes and memory serve me correct, it's when JT's getting ready to audition and like he bombs the audition for the video thing. He's like, and they got knocked up and they birthed. Like I've never seen anyone actually do this in real life. It's always in film that someone mixes up their words with something that's relevant.
And sperm. Ugh.
Yeah, and Toby comes up, and of course Heather Sinclair has a cameo, an invisible cameo, and
Love
says,
it.
Heather Sinclair had a booger hanging from her nose, dude. You got this.
Heather's getting a lot of airtime on this episode. 2 mentions.
This season they're leaning in to little sprinkles I've heard.
Really hoping I would get to see
I
Heather
love
at
it.
some point. And then they go ahead and walk to the lockers, and she goes, well, I guess Heather Sinclair is the job. Like, just kind of like,
He deserves it.
yeah. Well, also she says how he's not cut out for this, but her whole life she goes, oh, say I knew you before you were famous. JT needs to be doing this. You know, I like I said, I get a lot of things, but you know, it's weird because throughout all of like their relationship here, she's really just shitting on JT like every way possible. And it's weird because she's always been so in love with JT. And JT is trying ever since he found out about the pregnancy, better than any 16-year-old male I've ever seen, try to do everything right in those regards of like, all right, well, what do? We should go see a doctor. Do you want an abortion? Do you not want? What do you want to do? And he's being like very supportive in all these ways. And it's kind of out of character for Liberty. She's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I think you're forgetting that JT probably was the one that tried to force to use that king size condom in that situation.
I get that, but you know, if he used the Cobra penis pump that him and Danny had just a year prior, I think he might be able to pull off half the size.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So when Toby's playing with the remote control four-wheeler,
yes,
I'm guessing JT tells him that Liberty's pregnant.
Yeah.
And that's
also
when
a real star this season, Toby's sideburns. I was a big fan.
He's got sideburns?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like
I gotta rewind here.
You gotta see. Yeah. He's there.
Jake Goldsby's like full-blown puberty at this point.
Yeah, they're grown. They're grown.
Oh, he's full into ska right now then. He's gotta be listening full.
He looks great.
Yeah, he does look great. Okay. Are Spinner and Darcy, are they at the dot? Where are they?
Yes.
They're at the dot.
Yeah. Spinner asked Darcy on a date for coffee.
Okay.
Remember, Mike?
Because Christians can drink coffee.
Yeah.
Which was news to me. Really, I didn't know.
It was news to me as well.
Yeah. I thought all I could drink was holy water.
Art jokes.
What does Jimmy say to Darcy?
Oh, he rolls up in the wheelchair, you know, and he goes, just in case you didn't know, this guy's bad. He likes to get shot.
And then he goes, after he says that, he goes, not good.
I saw an episode before, I think, where you guys said something where you're like, I don't know if Spinner deserves all this. I don't know if that was you guys that said that, or maybe I saw it in
probably yes.
It was not me. Spinner 100% deserves all
deserves it. And you know what? To be honest, and some people think differently. I think Jimmy's like the best human that ever attended Degrassi.
Wow.
Like, on a human standpoint, like he's like really nice, tries like if he makes a wrong, he really tries to mend everything, tries to be friends with everyone, gives everyone multiple chances, like never like hates anyone because of an outside decision. Like Ashley goes goth, still loves Ashley. Marco comes out as gay at a very taboo time when it's not that like thing. He's like right there for you, dude.
True.
Yeah.
Spinner steals his iPod, goes to sell it the whatever that guy's name is, Sully, that's in like 3 episodes, and still, is friends with Spinner after all that. Like he's an OG, and you know what? I think he deserves to go ahead and say whatever he wants here, and I will never think anything bad of him. Like I totally agree.
He's given Spinner a lot of chances.
Man, you're so right. Holy moly.
Yeah, he has.
Oh god.
And he also, you know what? He forgave Rick too. He was like being nice to Rick too before the shooting. That ended up biting him in the ass. But
yeah, I know you feel like borderline.
Well, I mean, it's just
off the show, but yeah, we're still cool. Don't worry, man. Don't let those guys mess with you.
It's just a life lesson to never forgive anybody.
Never forgive. Never forget.
Yeah, never forgive.
People don't forget.
People don't forget.
Liberty, like almost in tears, like talking to JT in the hallway. What's she saying? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it the end? She's like,
near the end.
He's like, I got a job at Rite Aid, and she's like, I'm not gonna date you anymore. And he's like, I know that. I just got a job at Rite Aid so that diapers would be cheaper because I'm not going to abandon you, and I'm not going to abandon this baby.
Yeah, he says, I don't know how to help, and this is the only way that I know I can at the moment. Like I said, very like
That's
the
a
most
great-
mature shit I've ever heard from a 16-year-old that accidentally got his girlfriend pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. More than
Feels
Craig
guilty
did.
about that king size condom.
Yeah,
And
he went all the
now-
way from being so mature by trying to put on the king size condom to getting a job to support this baby and liberty.
Yeah. Now I work at the place that sells the king size condoms.
Okay, jumping. I think this is the last
That's
scene.
it?
Darcy and Spinner at the
No.
sitting outside.
Yeah, yeah. They sat outside at the bus stop that was destroyed 5 minutes earlier.
Oh,
I think. Is it
what
rebuilt?
did,
I
don't
thought the
see
freeze
it
frame was
overhead.
on Toby and Liberty.
Well, we're not at the freeze frame. I'm just at this scene. They're sitting at a bench.
Yeah, they're at a bench by the
Outside
bus.
Degrassi.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the bench. I don't think it's the bus bench, but it's
Okay.
surrounded by flowers. It looks like it's a nice
Yeah.
little
I
place.
mean, this is the
good
next
place to
day.
go
They
have a
probably
good
were able to
coffee
clean
from
it
the
up.
dot between classes and just enjoy your few minutes of freedom.
Oh, for
Mhm.
sure.
No, yeah. Spinner gives her a CD with like
Full-
his mix of songs and
Full
I
of
don't
Britney
know-
Spears. Just all
Mhm.
Britney Spears.
All
songs.
Britney Spears. Yeah, Shane told me that story before too a bunch of times.
Oh,
He told me like everything, and so yeah. But so what I was wondering here when I looked at this, I was like, oh, I remember doing this, and I'm like, I'm sure Mike in his time was doing mixtapes.
Oh, yeah.
My time was definitely CDs, and now I'm like, I wonder if kids share Spotify playlists. Like,
Oh,
kids-
hell yeah.
They do.
They do.
Hell yeah.
See,
I
don't
think
know.
they do.
I don't know. I mean, I've taught middle school. I never heard anyone say, "I'm gonna make her a Spotify playlist."
Oh, they
Ooh.
do for sure. Kids are sharing playlists.
Because they're sharing everything.
Those dirty kids.
Those
So the-
dirty kids.
But the freeze frame is on JT. So what's Rick? You take that end part. What do they say?
Well, it's
What-
just them
what's-
talking about supporting that
They-
child.
Okay. And
Mhm.
what does it conclude as?
It's
Broken
up
up.
in the air.
But we don't know
What-
what they're gonna do.
Yeah, it's up in the air.
Okay. Okay,
I
that's
feel like
the
maybe
episode.
you'll get stabbed. I feel like that's
What?
I was-
Wow. Wow.
Say that. That's
What do you
not
like?
nice.
Watching this real time with us.
Yeah, that was
Is this just a theory that Rick has?
It's just
Ah.
it felt a little stabby at the end. I don't
All
know.
right.
He's
Oh,
giving
okay.
off stabbable energy.
Yeah, like it maybe at the ravine, like
You know what? He kind of is giving off stabbable energy.
It's like this episode really
I said that as a joke, but
pulls at the strings of your heart, like it just hits you right in the aorta. So yeah.
To
Bring
end this
back.
with Comron telling us the three Degrassi next gen girls you had a crush on when you were in high
Only
school.
three? Only three? Gosh.
Four.
next gen.
Oh, my top
Yeah, next
four
gen.
Oh man. All right. So off the top of my head right now, later seasons, Anya McPherson, I would have married that fictional character. I loved Anya so much. Like when I was single, I might have asked Shane for her number once upon a time. Like, yo,
Wow.
what's Anya's number,
manifesting?
dude? Who else is there? So because this is gonna be really tough for me. I mean, there are some, but looking back, there's others that are better.
What? Just go season 1 through 5. Keep it easier.
All right,
for you.
1 through
1
5. Okay.
Yeah.
When I watched season 1 air, I was in love with Ashley. So
Okay.
I was in 4th grade. I didn't know much.
Those eyebrows.
Yeah. And season 2, let's think if I have anyone specifically from season 2. I don't. I did love Darcy though. She made my Christian girl thing happen for me. So,
That's true. Okay.
Really,
There-
Darcy. God, I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that I truly loved from like season 1 through 4. Give
What
me
about
some
what
girls.
about Paige?
No, I was never attracted to Paige.
Manny?
No, neither one of them. Not Emma either. Emma's just Caitlin Ryan again.
Of course. Well, of
Mhm.
course.
Caitlin Ryan to me, even when I was younger, Caitlin Ryan at all
Yeah.
times is just gorgeous.
Agreed. Even now at age 50,
Dude, I know.
Caitlin Ryan is
Yeah.
beautiful. Well, that's fine. We got 3. That's 3. That's what I
Yeah,
asked for
Those-
originally.
those
So
three are really good. And then for my bonus 4th one is the Anya McPherson for later. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Amen, brother. I love it. I love that you love Degrassi. I love that you joined us and to share such wisdom. Your wisdom is far superior than any of us, all three of us combined.
True.
And that's made me very happy too. And
hey, thanks for having me, man. Dude, I seriously love it so much. I would gladly come on at any time. And I don't know anyone else from Degrassi, so I cannot hook you up with that. But maybe after Shane's bachelor party and wedding, if you ever get married,
steal the phone.
And I'll sneak those in.
Phone. Yeah, steal
the phone. Steal it.
No, it was funny because once upon a time, he even asked me because he knew like how much I was into film. I do love film. And he was like, yeah, dude, next time you're up here, like, would you want to come to like the Degrassi set? And I'm sitting there like, yeah, that might be cool. And I'm just so upset now that it's gone that I did not like full blown tell him like, dude,
you played it too cool. You played it too cool.
I played it too cool. I thought the show was never going to end. And at this point, maybe I'd be like, yeah, let's go hit
it's still going to come back. You know it'll come back.
That school is not going to be there. And Shane's not going to look young enough at that point where I was going to plan to bring a fucking backpack with me. Be like, sorry, dude, I'm telling you everything now. Let's start taking selfies. I'm at school with Spinner.
Anyway, okay. I got to run. It was great having you. Hannah, Rick, we'll talk next week. Everyone,
of course.
Have a beautiful and blessed day. Peace.
Bye.
Bye. Later.